Hey guys, what's up? It's Chief Pat, and today wanted to do a recap video of the Finland trip I took, and finally get to sharing with you guys all the pictures and videos that I took when I was out there on sort of a mini vacation, as well as celebrating 1 million subscribers, as well as the new Lava Hound coming out. It was just really an awesome trip, and I just wanted to tell you guys about everything that happened. So in the background, I do have some clan war battles that we just had pretty recently in our clan, as well as some pictures and videos will pop up during the remainder of the video. So yeah, enjoy the raids, enjoy the pics, and let's just go ahead and get right to it. So I got to Finland on September 6th, and I learned I was going like September 3rd. It was pretty crazy. I had talked to a lot of the guys from Supercell back in Seattle when I was out there for PAX, and it sort of all just came together at the same time. They're like, hey, come check out the new troop. We'll celebrate hitting 1 million subscribers, and we'll have a great time. So of course I wasn't going to say no to that. Hopped on the plane, went to Finland, and right when I got there, I actually was feeling really good. If you guys remember the last trip that I took, I got insane jet lag. Like I stayed up till 4 a.m. on the first night. I didn't sleep on the plane ride. I stayed up till 4 a.m. It was really just a terrible decision. And but when I got there, I actually felt a lot better. So I arrived in Finland, I think at 1 p.m. and I had one of the employees pick me up. And as soon as she picked me up, we went to one of like the little mini restaurants. We grabbed a beer and she showed me the new troop for the first time. So I didn't even know the name of the new troop when they brought me out to Finland. I knew they were working on one, and I didn't really know what was going on. So as soon as I saw that it was the Lava Hound, I had a ton of questions, and we sort of just sat there, grabbed some lunch, and talked about the new troop. So instantly when I got to play with it, I was pretty excited. I had like a couple comments about it that I shared with the team later throughout the week, but overall I thought it was a sweet troop. It would bring a lot to the game, and it was cool to finally see it in person. So that was on the 6th, and yeah, I talked with like the developers on Monday about the best strategies that they used with the troop, and they had a couple of ideas, and they had like a couple of things that worked pretty well. I had Jonas, you guys have seen him in the interviews. He showed me a raid that he did, and he actually ended up getting 2 stars. It was a pretty good raid. He dropped his heroes at the very end, and he went for the Town Hall when it was at 48%, and he could have gotten the easy 50%, but he ended up going for the Town Hall, which was pretty bold because the guy I think still had his Inferno Tower left, but he ended up getting the 50% and the 2-star. So definitely props to him. I wouldn't have gone for that one. But yeah, it was cool to finally use the troop and use it in a bunch of different combinations. So that was on Monday. We sort of just hung out. I got a little bit of footage for the new troop because I was doing the video, which I think I was supposed to release sometime around Thursday. But yeah, that was it for Monday. On Tuesday was the big skydiving day, and of course, I hope all of you guys have seen that video if you haven't already. Probably my favorite video I've ever made on my channel before, but pretty much I think on Monday during the afternoon, I forced Steve, who's one of the Supercell employees, he like works on the forum. He was in the room with me. I was like, yo, Steve, I need a buddy to go skydiving with. He's like, all right, let's do it. And yeah, it was awesome. It was really going to be a struggle for me to film the video. Before I knew I was going to Finland, I was going to go with a company in Virginia and try to do all of that. But there's some weird rules about using your like cell phone when you skydive. So the people from Supercell actually contacted the company that we were working with, and apparently the owner either was a fan of Clash of Clans or a fan of Supercell, something like that. And he ended up making it so we could actually use our phone, and I was able to use the raids. So that was sweet. First time I've ever skydived before. It was insane. You guys have seen the video. I don't really need to talk about it too much, but it was wild, and I was really happy I didn't mess up that raid at 3,000 feet. I didn't explain in the video, but I couldn't use my phone or my account because my cell phone doesn't have any service, obviously, when I'm in Finland, so I ended up using a friend's phone, and that's why it wasn't my account when I raided. I put a big comment on that, and most people saw that, but yeah, everything worked out perfectly, and I was so happy it turned out so well. I was really happy with that video, and it was my favorite video I've ever made on my channel. So that was pretty much it for Tuesday. I was so exhausted after I finished skydiving. It was insane. Like for some reason, it just took all the energy out of me, probably from yelling. And I guess all the adrenaline gets you all worked up. And then like 10 minutes after it, you sort of like come down, I guess. And one last note, when I skydived, when I dove, you guys can see that I have like a tear running out through my eye when I'm like doing a raid. And that's because when we jumped, it rained 5 minutes after we landed. And because of the rain, when we jumped through the clouds, it was a bunch of hail that like went right into my face. And I have really sensitive eyes, so a lot of it got in my eyes, and like my eyes watered up. So people were saying that I was crying or something like that, but obviously I wasn't, or else I would be looking like a baby. I just had like one tear coming out of my eye. And yeah, that was pretty much the reason that I did that. So it was a little bit painful jumping through the ice, but again, it was no problem. I probably didn't even notice it when I jumped. But yeah, perfect weather. It rained right after we landed, and that video turned out perfectly. So on Wednesday, I woke up pretty early. I slept like all day after that skydiving thing, and we worked on the new troop teaser. So I worked mainly on doing the video for the Lava Hound that everyone saw, that they posted on their Facebook page. Pretty cool. It was pretty cool to do that. And then on Thursday, I hit 1 million subscribers, which was nuts. So we were hanging out at the office, and I was hanging out with a lot of the employees. We were sitting in the room, and I was like, man, I think I might hit 1 million subscribers today. It was insane, because that was the day that we launched the new troop video, and I think I started the day at like 990,000, and then all of a sudden, once I posted that video, like things just went nuts. So I literally sat at that office for 3 hours in that little room, refreshing it over and over and over, because I really wanted to hit 1 million on the dot. I don't think you can see like the live statistics if you visit my page, but if you go to the YouTube dashboard, it actually gives you a live update on how many subscribers you have. And I was gaining like 4 subscribers every time I refreshed my page. So I was hoping that I would get to 1 million subscribers on the dot. So I kept refreshing, and I got to like 999,996, and I was like, oh man, I hope this will be it. And then I got to 999,999, and I was like, oh man, I missed it. And then I refreshed the page, and it was still at 900,999 or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely not gonna hit 1 million. And I refreshed it one more time, and I hit it perfectly on the dot, and I got it to say 1 million subscribers. So I instantly tweeted about that. Supercell, we like popped a bottle of champagne. You know that game? Apparently it was like board night at the Supercell office. So if you guys from the USA know the game called Trouble, where you like click that button in the middle of the board, and it like spins the dice or whatever, and you move your way around the map. So we pretty much played that in Finland. I think it's called Kimble or something like that, and that was a lot of fun. And that's sort of how we celebrated 1 million subs, because we had a big day on Friday, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. I didn't get a lot of time to talk about what happened on Friday, but Friday, so what did we do on Friday? So in the very beginning, we had the Supercell company update, which was really cool. It's sort of the meeting that they have every week to discuss what's going on between the teams, and they let me speak for a little bit. So I pretty much just said, I didn't really know what to say, because I mean, they're the people that make the game and I just make videos. So I pretty much just thanked them for making an awesome game. I showed them a preview of the skydiving video, which they all laughed at, especially the cheeks part. And that was pretty much that. It was a really short meeting, which made everyone crack up. Like literally I spoke for 2 minutes, and then I left the room and waited for them to finish up. And literally 2 minutes later they were done. And what we were going to do was take a bus to go to Turku and watch a Finnish hockey game. So it was the opener of like the Finnish hockey season, and we got to watch the team TPS, which is actually the CEO and one of the co-founders, Mikko and Ilkka. I think it's like their hometown team. So it was really cool watching that hockey team, and I did a lot of cool stuff when I was out there. So yeah, it was HCTPS, and when we were out there, like the CEO was super nice. We had like a little box suite for Supercell, and as soon as I got there, they said they had some special stuff planned for me for hitting 1 million subscribers. So instantly I knew that there was some weird stuff going on. And yeah, so starting off, once we got there, I think it was maybe 5 minutes into it, like we had got to the box, we had all got some food and drink. They were like, yo, you're gonna be dropping the puck to start the game. And you guys might have seen the picture I posted on Instagram, but yeah, I got to drop the puck to start off the like sort of, I guess, Finnish hockey season. I'm not sure if it was the first game, but it was the home opener for TPS, and it was super cool. Like I walked out on the ice, and I thought there would be a carpet that you walked on so you didn't slip, but they're like, no, there's no carpet. You're going to walk on the ice with your shoes and just don't fall. So instantly when I walked on the ice, I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely going to fall in front of this giant stadium and in front of all the people at Supercell. So I'm like trying to keep my balance, and I walked down the red line. I dropped the puck, like shook hands with the people and the I guess the ref, and then I walked back super slowly, and I make sure I didn't fall when I did that. During that time, I actually got a jersey from the team owner, and it said Chief Pat on the back, which was pretty badass. And I got plenty of pictures of that. But yeah, it was pretty cool dropping the puck. And that was sort of the very beginning of the day. So we watched the game. I think it was tied 2-2 going into the second intermission. Really cool for me, because it was actually the first hockey game I've ever watched. I've been to football games, baseball games, basketball games, but I'd never been to a hockey game. And it was really cool to see how fast-paced it was. It was definitely one of the best sports that you can watch live. So during the second intermission, they said that I would be shooting the puck in the center of the ice and trying to score in the goal. So it was me and 2 other guys. It was me. It was like one of the most legendary Finnish hockey players of all time, apparently. I forget his name, but apparently he was a beast. And then it was like the third guy was maybe like an ex-Finnish hockey pro. And for me, I haven't touched a hockey stick in like 10 years. So instantly I was like, oh my God, I'm about to get destroyed. This is going to be so bad. And like we put on the helmet, we got a stick, and we went out to the center of the ice. So I was the second person to go. And how it was set up is you shoot the puck. Like I'm sure you guys have seen those contests. And there was an opening in the top top left, the top right, the bottom left, and the bottom right. And depending on where you shot it, you would get a point, and also one on the very bottom center. So for me, I was like, all right, I probably suck. I'm going to shoot for the bottom center and hope I make it. So the first one I shot went left and didn't even hit the goal. And I was like, great, this is so bad. Then the second one I shot it and it went right above the hole. And I was like, oh man, that was actually a really good shot. I need to do that again. So I shot it again and I hit right above the goal again. And yeah, if there was no goalie there, definitely would have scored 2 goals. It was really bad. And I ended up losing. The other guys scored 1 goal each. Of course, I let down the USA, not shooting anything. Yeah, it was bad. Don't want to talk about it, but still, it was a lot of fun doing that little event. So that was it for the hockey game. They ended up losing, the team that we were rooting for, but it was still a pretty fun and exciting game, especially because they were going against the defending champs. So big shout outs to the people from TPS. It was a lot of fun, especially Ilka and Miko for making it happen and all those fun activities. And then from there, we sort of just explored the nightlife and had a pretty good time. So that was it for Friday. And that was like the first week of the Finland trip, and pretty much everything that I needed to get done when I was there was already done. So for the next week, I was pretty much free to do whatever I wanted. There was one thing I needed to get done. I had to work on a video that's going to be coming out pretty soon, I hope, with Supercell. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it or not, so I don't want to give too many details. But I guess I can. It's going to be sort of a guide for YouTubers about how to like start your channel and stuff like that, and sort of my tips and tricks. So I worked on filming that like Monday through Wednesday with the team. But from there, I sort of just hung out around the office and did a little bit of traveling around Finland. Really nothing too exciting. I also checked out a bunch of secret projects that the people were working on from Supercell, which obviously I can't talk about or else I would get destroyed. But yeah, it was really cool to see what Supercell's working on, as well as talk to a lot of people in the office. I had a chance to talk to like the old Clash lead, the person who led Clash from the very beginning when it used to be like a 4 or 5 person team. Talk to him about like the background of Clash, how the game started up. There's a lot of really cool history about Clash that a lot of people don't know about, as well as the beginning artwork, like when Clash first came out. Checking out the first artwork, it's really hard to notice the game because gold mines and elixir pumps, or I think gold mines look completely different. Army camps look nothing like they do today. And I tried to get pictures, but they said the current artists would kill me if I ever posted them. So I'm hoping next time I go to Finland, maybe I can get an interview with one of the founders of Clash and really talk through how the game started up and how things went down, because I must have had a 3-hour conversation with each of like the beginning Clash leads, just talking about like the history of Clash and like just everything about Clash. It was so cool talking to those people, and that's mostly what I did during the second week. I just talked to people, had fun, got to know the team, worked on that video for Supercell. I also did the interview with the CEO of Supercell, which is Ilka, super cool guy, if you guys haven't checked that out already. And also on the second to last night, we went back to the casino. If you guys have seen that Let's Play episode where I talked about my first casino trip, I ended up winning 4,000 euro, and we went back and we won again. So I think this time I won like 2,200 euro, which was awesome. And then we ended up doing the annual trip to McDonald's. So pretty much last time we won a bunch of money in the casino. We went to McDonald's, got a bunch of burgers, and same exact thing. We won a bunch of money at the casino. Me and Steve, who did skydiving, I'm pretty sure he won pretty big as well. And we went to McDonald's and bought burgers for the team. So pretty epic trip. Literally, it was one of the best trips I've ever taken. Again, I haven't been anywhere else in Europe except for Finland. I really would like to travel to other places, but Finland is just awesome. Like, the people at Supercell are so great. I'm so happy that they took me out on that trip. They showed me such a good time, whether it was the hockey game or setting up the skydiving or doing the interviews or making videos. But it was a really good time hanging out at the office, and I'm actually going to be going back there pretty soon. So I'm not sure if I should release the details on that yet. I think someone else has already done a video, so it doesn't really matter, but I'll talk about that more in a bit. But that was my trip in September, and it was a blast. So I hope you guys enjoyed the pictures and the videos that I showed you throughout this video. Yeah, the pictures and videos throughout this YouTube video, because it was a fun time for me and definitely a super memorable experience. So this has been almost 15 minutes. I think I've rambled on enough. I'm going to wrap it up here, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, check out some new videos coming out this week, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.